Saying that one card combos are combos is less logical than Yu-Gi-Oh players' hygiene patterns. Guys, I think it's time we start citing some deodorant and maybe some Head and Shoulders. Means to an end. Finish this off as fast as possible. There is no fun, there's no interaction. Just as long as we can lock them out of playing and we kill them as fast as possible, that'll satisfy that little voice inside me that tells me I'm inadequate, and then that'll make me a little bit happier and give me that dopamine hit that makes me survive for another like 10 minutes in this game. Let's freaking go! Let's go! Let's go, never stop. Yo, what's going on, guys? What are we talking about? Are we here to lay claim to some knowledge? Yu-Gi-Oh knowledge, bro. We need to discuss important things like, should one card combos be a thing? Guys, welcome back. Glad to see all of your beautiful smiling faces in front of me today. Well, I don't see you guys see a camera, but you know what I mean. The point still remains. While I have you, I want to shout out this video's sponsor, absolutely nobody. Instead of a sponsor, I just want to shout out the Discord. So go follow it in the description down below. We got a pretty cool community. It's growing, and you don't want to miss it. So let's get into the video. One-card combos are an interesting concept in this game. We used to have combo videos back in the day where you would have a dude sit there and be like, yo, this is my DDD deck, and here's my 2, 3, 4, 5 card combo test hand video, which we kind of still do have to this day, but it's kind of changed in one fundamental fact that before you would need combinations of cards. You would need to have multiple cards, and then you'd see which play lines those cards would lead you down, as opposed to today where you have the one linear combo in a lot of meta decks where it's like, I summon my Snake Eyes Ash and then I go boom, 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 this leads into this, this leads into this, this leads into this, and so on and so forth ad infinitum. Before you'd have multiple cards in your hand and be like, okay, so here's this 2-card combo, here's this 2-card combo, here's this 2-card combo, here's what happens if you add this 3rd card to this combo, right? That's how you would play combo, right? The word combo means combination. Now we have something called a 1-card combo, which, let's just take a minute to dissect that point. One card cannot be a combo. A combo is 2 things going together in some way. One card cannot combine with anything. It's one card. It's like polymerizing one monster into another. I guess heroes do that, but still, you get the sentiment. It makes absolutely zero sense. Just as Darklaw is not a true fusion monster, it's just a transformed monster, the same way as 1-card combos are not combos inherently. They're just a 1-card playline. I don't know what deck started this 1-card combo business, but I mean, thinking back to some of the earliest 1-card combos, I guess it would have to be sometime around Zoo Invoked time, because I do remember before that there was definitely, like, if you look at like ABC, DDD, decks like that were power creeped by Zoo, they had 2, 3-card combos and whatnot. While once we introduced Zoo, where it was a 1-card combo deck, which any card in the whole deck could be a combo. That's why Zoo became a tier 0 deck, why it was so much more powerful than anything else in the game, where Rat was the best normal summon, but any card could really just get you fully there, right? Because you'd be able to go into a Broad Bull, which would get you follow-up, which then you would finally rank up into a Trident, and then you'd have whatever hand traps or traps to support your Trident to be able to crush your opponent's hopes and dreams. Also Invoked, they technically weren't a 1-card combo deck. It is a 1-card combo, but it required one other card, which usually would mean like a hand trap of some kind or some other throwaway monster if you're using it to tech in, like in an Invoked Wind Witch deck, right? Where you would just be able to pitch like a wind monster to make a Raijin and whatnot. So these are, I guess, the first instances of 1-card combos in Yu-Gi-Oh's history. Even then, when you look at it, obviously comparative to modern day, these are pretty reasonable. A Zoo having any monster in their whole deck be a 1-card combo is a little extreme. I mean, it's kind of power creeped even to this day, hence why Zoo got hit again on the ban list, right? Like, I don't know if it was Zeus or whatever, but still, we lost Trident, we lost Barrage, we lost everything. And then with Invoked was one of the most hated decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! For the longest time. It was on numerous ban list speculations. So 1-card combos, from the get-go, people understood that there was a problem with this. But once again, 1-card combos are not combos. We need to logically think about this and at least start using the correct phrasing with this. It's like 1-card degeneracy. Saying that 1-card combos are combos is less logical than Yu-Gi-Oh! Players' hygiene patterns. Guys, I think it's time we start citing some deodorant and maybe some Head and Shoulders. To be fair though, a 1-card combo in itself is not inherently just automatically broken. It has the tendency to be, right, especially if it sets up a nice recursive engine, very easy to get to, very little cost, and very few limitations, then yes, that's a recipe for disaster, especially because you can combine it with other 1-card combo decks, where if you look at, for example, I guess Kashtira really isn't a full 1-card combo deck, but in a way it is. You can do like Field Spell, Unicorn, Theosis, Fenrir, Rise Heart, Summon, and then you could do like make a rank 7, or before you'd make a Rise Heart, you can legit combine Kashtira, which has its own sort of 1-card combo, with Snake Eyes, which is the most belligerent 1-card combo deck in the history of the game, and just have a deck that functions because there's no limitations on there. Referencing my other video up top, I'm going to link it, about how Yu-Gi-Oh! Its lack of, xenophobia from deck to deck is actually going to hurt it in the long run. But I digress, let's continue. The problem with 1-card combos is that it opens up Pandora's box, where you have a nice little 1-card combo for a certain deck, where it's basically used to just kind of get your stuff off the ground, and then if you have a key second card introduced in that combo, you have then a way better combo, right? The 1-card combo is essentially like, hey, if all else fails, we can do this, right? I guess if I could kind of make a fair comparison, if you guys remember back in Blue Eyes format a long time ago, you could normal summon Sage with Eyes of Blue, search Effect Veiler, and at like worst case scenario, in that time, one hand trap could do the trick just to not get you killed. You could pass, Effect Veiler them, and probably not die, right? That is kind of what I'm thinking. Maybe that's a little too crappy for a 1-card combo, but I'm just saying, like, you have something there. Now, if you combine Sage with another card in the archetype, that's when Blue Eyes would really start to shine, right? If you drew Sage and like a Melody of Awakening Dragon or whatever, then you're, off to the races. But nowadays, it's, you have Snake Eyes Ash, you summon it, full combo. You draw Poplar, you summon it, essentially full combo. You get Bonfire, full combo. You get Witch Engine, full combo. It's just absolutely ridiculous that the starters are the 1-card combo, the extenders are also 1-card combo. It's just absolutely belligerent. The power creep in this game can never just leave things alone. Instead of treating the 1-card combo as an element of the game where it's like, hey, this archetype, maybe we give this a 1-card combo, boost its consistency a little bit, but its overall power level isn't as insane. Yeah, that works, bro. That's awesome. Okay, cool. Now the next deck, because we want to power creep that last deck we just made, this deck will just have the 1-card combo be full on, absolutely insane. It can OTK, it can make 20 negates or 20 interrupts or whatever, and there's no downside, there's no bricks, there's no nothing. It's like, that's how power creep works. And any of these elements in Yu-Gi-Oh! Card design can be broken, but like 1-card combos are especially susceptible, because if you have a 1-card combo that can do it all, it essentially frees up your hand to be able to run anything that you'd like. It's kind of like that zoo problem all over again for the modern day. Is Snake Eyes the modern day zoo? In a way, if you look at it. I mean, you draw Ash, you get everything. It's just in modern day, you get 20 cards as opposed to how Zoo was, where you get like a Dryad End follow-up and a little bit of other stuff. I remember when Unchained showed up, past Dueling Nexus, right? People were like, oh, this deck is not going to be that good. It's going to be okay. No one knew the full potential of Unchained because it didn't do anything in OCG, because it was a 2-card combo deck. At this time, Tour Guide was not a staple in the deck yet, and so people didn't know, the value of Tour Guide, so that even it had a 1-card combo, but it was unsearchable 1-card combo, which you only get like 33% of the time. The rest of the time you're playing with 2 cards. And people thought that that was so bad that they didn't play the deck until Pac and Jesse Cotton and those boys decided to just break the deck and then just started steamrolling everyone at every YCS and regionals in that season. I literally remember every weekend these boys are popping up with a new deck profile about how they won another tournament with Unchained. And as we can see with Unchained, Konami can make good, balanced, healthy archetypes that require 2 or more cards to play. An aspect that is indicative of the game's health, in my opinion, because then inherently you run less hand traps in those formats. You run less hand traps, you're going to do more engine in those formats because it requires more cards to play. Therefore, they won't have crazy board and crazy hand. They're just probably going to have like really good board, maybe something in hand, and you can play through that. While nowadays it's, if you let Snake Eyes go uninterrupted, they make full combo plus 10, and they have another 4 cards in hand, which are probably hand traps and whatnot and interrupts. It's like, How do you play through that? But the reason Konami refuses to do this is the number one reason Konami refuses to do anything, which is laziness. Again, the Snake Eyes issue. Not to beat a dead horse, but you have a one-card combo deck that you go first. You get, there's, I don't know how many, 20 one-card combos in the deck. There isn't, that's hyperbolic, but you understand the sentiment. You go first. If it's uninterrupted, so you have to run so many hand traps to interrupt that, to stop that at its choke point, or else you lose. They go first. They do their whole combo. They go plus 20. You go second. You draw one additional card. How does that make sense? They just gain 20 cards. It's why going second is so hard in Yu-Gi-Oh! Because of crap like this. He went plus 10 minimum, set up a recursive engine, and if you don't break it and OTK him, he's just going to kill your ass on the next turn. So what are we doing here? What is that one additional card going to do to you? If your additional card said win the game, it could probably still be negated. I guess not anymore since Barone is, and Savage are out of the game. But you know what I mean, bro. Probably would be ripped out of your hand by Omega. Oh, but don't forget you get a battle phase. A battle phase you probably never will reach because of 8 interrupts. That's why we have degenerate cards like Access Code and Boral Sword Dragon, which are just stupid belligerent cards, but they have to exist because, hey, you broke through, quick, kill them before you lose on the next turn. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is try to blow your wad completely in whatever turn you're playing, whether it's turn 1 or turn 2, just so you could just win. And essentially, it's not even about the fun anymore. It's about just means to an end. Finish this off as fast as possible. There is no fun. There's no interaction. Just as long as we can lock them out of playing and we kill them as fast as possible, that'll satisfy that little voice inside me that tells me I'm inadequate. And then that'll make me a little bit happier and give me that dopamine hit that makes me survive for another like 10 minutes in this game. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, like the video, share the video. Anyways, I'll see ya as always.